In Bogota, Colombia, another private investigation is revealing details about a far deadlier type of production: fake pharmaceuticals. Here, too, private investigators take the lead. In this case, an investigator known only as the Soldier directs the undercover operation. Due to threats on his life, his identity has to remain secret.
Utilizo prostitutas, delincuentes comunes, y
I recruit people from within the counterfeiting networks. I use prostitutes, crooks, and reformed counterfeiters, and make them my spies and informants.
The Soldier is meeting a former counterfeiter who is his partner. Because the stakes are so high, she too must remain anonymous. We'll call her Rosa. Together, their objective is to shut down a major player. The Soldier needs Rosa because she's a familiar face in this murky world where connections count. But this is a tricky assignment. Rosa hasn't met the target before. His name is Saul Lopez, but in the fashion of the Bogota underworld, he too has a nickname: the Worm. The Soldier has been watching him for weeks. At 9 a.m., Rosa sets up a meeting with the Worm to buy the fake drugs at a local market. A secret camera disguised as a button will record the buy. The Soldier will stay nearby as backup, and they arrange a signal if she needs his help. Most deals like this happen quickly. Through trial and error, the counterfeiters can produce a pretty convincing pill. Colombian authorities have documented that raw materials come from India, China, and the local market.
They mix a little of this, they mix a little of that. Does it stick together? Let's put in some more glue. And a little more paint, please. And, oh, we need some shininess. Let's have some wax.
Tests have revealed a surprising list of typical ingredients. Boric acid, more often used for pesticides. Yellow highway paint made with lead is added to give color. Startup costs are tiny. In this case, the fakers converted button pressing machines to form a primitive production line.
Obviously, they lack the speed of a up-to-date pharmaceutical manufacturing facility, but labor is cheap, and people will sit there all day and methodically punch out the product.
Pills are dried under light bulbs in a modified cupboard. It may look amateur, but they can punch out up to 60,000 pills a week with a street value of up to $50,000. Nearly 8 hours after the Soldier dropped Rosa off, the deal still hasn't gone down. The Worm has repeatedly changed locations, possibly to make sure Rosa is not being followed. Finally, 10 hours after she started, Rosa hands over the money for the pills. This time, it's for painkillers and stomach medication. Investigations have revealed fake drugs like these are distributed regionally, though some have made it as far as Miami. Later, 2 separate tests confirmed they were fake. A few weeks later, based on the Soldier's evidence, the Colombian police arrested the Worm and his partners. He is back on the streets while his case is under investigation.
It's high reward, low risk. If you get caught, you're not going to jail. We've seen the evolution of counterfeit prescription medicines from the local chemical guy to organized crime, international narcotics traffickers in Colombia, syndicates in China, drug trafficking organizations in Mexico.
The difficulty of stopping this is that this is a global, transnational problem.
Add the internet to this sort of global crime, and stopping these international criminals gets even harder. Whether online illicit traders are pushing guns, drugs, or pharmaceuticals. Just ask Mark Kolowich. Before he was arrested for the sale of counterfeit drugs, Kolowich was the head of an illicit online pharmacy based in San Diego.
The internet is an amazingly easy place to come up with an idea very quickly, and of course, if you hit the bullseye, you can make a lot of money very quickly.
This is not amateur hour in international crime. These are sophisticated, intelligent, innovative people.
Kolowich's idea was simple. He bought bogus cut-rate Viagra from pharmacies in Tijuana, Mexico, then sold it at much higher prices to customers around the world. Whereas most smugglers would see the border as an obstacle, Kolowich saw it as an opportunity to make money.
The border is basically all profiling, and if you don't fit into that suspicious profile, myself being middle class, driving a fairly decent car, you move very easily back and forth across that border.
Borders illustrate the problems of stopping illicit trade. At San Isidro, Kolowich was in only one of some 50,000 cars that crossed every day.
National borders are great for traffickers, but they are a nightmare for law enforcement.
We all agree that the bad guys always have the advantage because they don't have rules, they don't have regulations. They can buy the most powerful weapon. They can corrupt the most incorruptible official. They can spend money in ways that we can never imagine.
In 2007, U.S. and Colombian Coast Guards seized 13 custom-built submarines, some capable of carrying up to 10 tons of cocaine. With illicit trade, demand is the mother of invention. In his first year of business, Kolowich says he made $1 million.
Sales went through the roof. That then led to other drugs, Lipitor, Celebrex, Xanacal.
With the money rolling in from almost 65,000 customers, Kolowich could afford a dream lifestyle, all paid for with dirty money.
We used to go helicopter skiing in Mount Whistler up in British Columbia. I chartered yachts in Cabo San Lucas. I had somebody I hired to scout the country for good wines. It wasn't uncommon to go out to dinner and spend $1,000, $1,200.
After 5 years, Kolowich had created an international network. Fakes from India were transshipped through Mexico, went on to San Diego. In the same period, he claims he made $24 million. Ultimately, his own technology helped to bring him down. One of his staff quit his job and was allowed to take an office computer with him. When he later pawned the laptop, a technician found details of his dubious drug transactions and shared them with the FBI and U.S. Customs. He was convicted on 2 felony counts and served nearly 3 years in prison.